Hey everyone, welcome back. How are we? Hello. Is my mic really loud? This looks really loud. I'm looking at this waveform. It looks loud. I'm so sorry. How are you guys? How is everything? Welcome back to the stream. Holy shit. I'm back a day early. Guess why? Nothing to do with me leaving Australia early or me deciding last minute to do streams when I wasn't intending to. It's actually just that I fucking completely forgot how time zone changes work and how crossing the international date line going our direction works, which means that I got home like 2 days early because I didn't check my fucking calendar. Either way, welcome back. Hi. Crayhack says, oi, the lass has returned from down under. Dude, legitimately, I had such a hard time remembering that I can walk on the right side of the road again. Oh my God, I almost ran into so many people at LAX, which is a bad place to run into people, by the way. I don't want to be one of those people. Oh my God, Kamashita said, Diana, you have a gift in the PO box tomorrow. Oh, that's good timing, because actually I'm gonna leave for TwitchCon again. I'm leaving again. I'm gone starting, I think Thursday? Yeah, I fly out Thursday for TwitchCon, which is this week. Which, by the way, if you guys are going to be at TwitchCon, which you should be because you're watching on Twitch right now, unless you're watching on TikTok, in which case, if you're watching on TikTok, I'm so sorry. I still love you too, I swear. It's just that Twitch is big for me. So I'll be at TwitchCon, and I'm going to be at the tabletop meetup, of course. I'm going to be doing a meet and greet along with the rest of the Bloom Tactical team at a certain boba shop that is over on my Instagram right now. If you want info on that, you can also search up at Bloom Tactical, and over on Instagram, they have the full, like, hard post, like an actual post with all the layout. Super Nerd said, I was wondering if you were going to go to TwitchCon since you just got back. Yeah, so it was straight from Australia to TwitchCon. Luckily, I don't really suffer from jet lag, so I didn't have to worry about that much, and I did a pretty decent time. Oh, Grey Hag says the PO box might not be open since the government shut down stuff. I think the post office still works. It's kind of one of those, like, necessary ones, you know? Yeah, shit down, says Zach Nefane. The mail's not interrupted during shit down, indeed. Also, shout out to everyone who subscribed. Welcome to the board of spooky subscribers. Spooky, subscribers. I'm gonna draw a little pumpkin, and you're not gonna laugh, is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna do my best, and everyone's gonna be really fucking cool about it, okay? Here's a little pumpkin, because it's Halloween. And I'm gonna fucking go ham this Halloween, dude. I actually got the chance to decorate and shit like that. I'm gonna be dressed as, actually, I'll show you guys my costume here in a sec. I'm going to a party. I'm actually gonna be here, and I forced myself to be here. I got invited to a con, and I was like, listen, buddy, on Halloween weekend, when Halloween is a Friday this year, absolutely fucking not. Also, Hamid says, how about YouTube? Hi, YouTube, hello. There is actually a YouTube meetup happening at TwitchCon, weirdly enough, but I think it's just for Creator Collective members, but I will be there if anyone's a creator as well. And Coffee says, fun fact, the nickname for the AS Val is Shaft. Yes, it's real, look it up. The AS Val, what the, is that a ship? Also, let's see, Stupider said, what do you think of Fellowship of the Ring? I haven't finished it yet. I did that thing where I'm like, hey, I have a 15-hour flight. I'm gonna get so much done during this 15-hour flight, and then I proceeded to get absolutely fucking nothing done. Like, nothing at all. Also, I'm still switching on my scenes manually, so if you see me hit the wrong one, it's purely because I'm a dumbass, and my Stream Deck still isn't working. It's because I updated OBS again, which, by the way, never do that. It's a real bad idea. Luckily, my mouse button still works, so I'm just gonna keep using that. Either way, Zone Man, welcome in. And Crayhack says a con on Halloween would be insane. Here's the thing, it was an anime con. It would have been fucking crazy, and I would have been so wildly out of my depth. I don't know, they invited me because they were trying to expand their tabletop presence, and I was like, that's so great. I don't know shit about anime. Also, we just reached 5,000 followers. 15,000, oh my God, that happened while I was streaming, and I didn't even fucking notice. Hello to all the new followers. It's great to have you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna get all the new subscribers on the board as well. But I think we've reached 5,000, yeah, we're at 15,005 followers on the channel right just in time for TwitchCon. Oh my God. Also, Tarkon says, hey, Diana, I only met you for a minute at PAX, but you were chill. Thank you. I tried to be chill. I'm glad I was first to recognize you also. Yeah. Oh God, that was amazing. Everyone at the PAX meet and greet was so nice. Everyone I ran into just randomly on the floor was so nice. I did hear a bunch of people who, like, audibly recognized me and didn't say hi, but I could hear them go, oh my God, is that Diana of the Rose from behind me? And I don't like turning around and saying hi at that moment, because usually it's just in passing and I'm on my way somewhere. But also I don't want to be conceited, and I don't want to be like, yeah, it is me. Do you want a picture? I hate that. That's my least favorite thing to do. I always wait for people to approach me, only because I'm like, I don't want to assume. So I heard little gasps and things like that, but no one actually came up to me on the floor and said hi. It was pretty rare, at least, unless other people were doing it first, and there was a cascade effect from there. And I turned to Maddie and I'm like, Maddie, why aren't all these people, like, I can hear them recognizing me. Like, are they too, should I go up to them first? And she was like, nah, Australians just do that because if they actually come up to you and start a conversation first, then it shows that they care too much and they don't want to be known as caring too much about anything. So I was like, okay, fair enough. I guess that's just the culture of it. Anyway. Cyberjack says, we need to know if there were any giant spider stories. No, except for the fact that I saw a huntsman spider at the zoo in Adelaide. Shit was so fucking big. And then right next to it was a plaque that had the worst news I've ever heard in my life. This is the worst sentence I've ever read, which it said, the huntsman spider is incredibly large, but it can fold up its arms and squeeze into really tiny little spaces and small crevices to get into people's homes. And I was like, who the fuck approved putting that in a museum? At children's head height. They literally, like, the entire cage was like at knee level for me. Horrible, by the way. Christoph says, oh, it compacts itself. Yeah, worst news I've ever heard. Anyway, I did make it back alive, and Mad Hatter is here for the first time, also saying it was nice to meet you. Hi! We also have Sammer and Cyber Ninja over on YouTube, and then same with Vlad, as well as Hamid. It's great to see you guys. Hello, hello. As for subscribers, we have, oh my god, Tamarathon, who's been here for 2 years. Hello, Tamarathon. Welcome to the board of spooky subscribers. While I do all this name writing, feel free to talk amongst yourselves about your Halloween plans. I know I'm coming back in basically in the middle of Halloween month, so I've missed a decent amount of it. There was some Halloween-y activities in Australia, but not as much as you'd expect, because it's not their thing. Ryuji Tempest and Zone Man are also here. Hi, hello. RYUUJI_Tempest. I'll talk to you guys about all the cool stuff I saw and all the cool stuff I got too. I also tried Pavlova. That was amazing. It was so fucking good. We should have that. We should steal Pavlova from the Australians. We also have Cloth and Crayhack. Crayhack, who says I'm gonna do nothing for Halloween. Aw, Crayhack, why? Either way, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the board with Prime. And then we also have Cloth and Fostus Bob, who have both followed. Let's see, Flag Minister, cheer 200 bits. We had House Duggan, who resubbed for 3 months, having been subscribed for 22 already. Thank you so much, House Duggan. Great to see you. Let's see, House Duggan. And then we had Ippy and Coogan95. Hi! Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. It's been so long. Oh my god. Ippy, IPPY is here. 21 is the number there. We also have Squirrel the Kid. You guys are really catching up. Jesus fuck. The Kid. Dude, I've been really into Magic recently. I want to make a squirrel deck so bad. Only because if you get a squirrel deck, apparently you can, like, combat the power of a fucking world-ending god's level of in-game power with just, like, 100 squirrels getting constantly thrown at it. Ian McKenna's on a 3rd stream in a row. Lukage88 is back with a streak as well. Or a subscription streak, that is. Lukage88, who went to New York Comic Con this weekend, by the way. We had DBCU, who was back for 30 months. Oh my god, saying if months were years, then this sub streak would be old as fuck. Okay, well, I know I make fun about anyone who's over the age of 26, only because I myself am 26 and regretting it, let me tell you. Mentally, I'm still 21, okay? I'm just a college girl in my head. HT, to be fair, I also went to college during the pandemic, so take that how you will. And graduated during the pandemic and went straight to a remote job, so it's never really felt like a real job, you know. Zach Nafane as well. There we are. And Zach Nafane, you have some numbers, don't you? You have a 1 there. Okay, perfect. We had Lukage, E. McKenna, 11. I think we're almost done. We're almost there. Thank you guys so much. Oh my god. Kenna... 11, and then Hedges Corner. That's, I think, the first one who subscribed. Thank you so much, Hedges Corner, for setting the tone, for letting us, for kicking things off, and then getting us to a hype train that just ended. Thank you guys so much. Cashcon said it's okay. I still feel like I'm 24. Yeah. Spooky33 is also here. Hello, hello. Tarkon Gaming is back. Hi, Tarkon. Did I get you on the board already? I didn't. I missed you. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Tarkon Gaming, welcome lovely to see you. And wonderful to see you at PAX as well. And then Vault Dweller 0011. Last one for right now. Thank you so much, you guys. Dweller_0011. Let's see what you all said for Halloween plans. Just Corner says I am the setter of tones. We also have some hydrates, so I'll get on that. Oh, Arceus over on YouTube says all of my friends are getting into Magic and you're not helping me stay away. Just wait till I tell you about my haul from from Twitch. Not Twitch. Oh my god, PAX Aus. I'm thinking of TwitchCon and then getting it mixed up with TikTok because I'm staring at my TikTok UI as well. Here's some more drinking. Zany's child said it feels like it's been forever. I thought you died. Hey, I just went to the underworld. Okay, the other one. I went to Australia. I'm still alive, I swear. Vicky Vic, hello over on TikTok. Also a bunch of people saying hi on TikTok. Hello, hello. Yeah, we were talking about Halloween a little bit. Oh my god, Nostra said it all fit in the suitcases and did way too much. I very barely, it's because I brought a lot of stuff over for my friends from the States. So I had room on the way back in my suitcase because I dropped off all these snacks and stuff for them. American things like Mike and Ike's and Cheez-Its, which they went fucking crazy for. Turns out Australians love Cheez-Its and, what are the goldfish? I was about to be like, oh, what are those goldfish shaped ones called? I'm a fucking idiot, Jesus Christ. The goldfish as well. And so I brought a bunch of those over, so I had some room on the way back. I very much barely scraped by with not having to pay for overweight luggage, though. And Iron Joker, hey, great to see you again, dude. Vito Tennant says it's been a while. Diana, good to see you again. Hello, hello. And Deuce says Australia wishes it were as safe as the underworld. Dude, I will say, Australia's not nearly as dangerous as y'all think. I mean, they have spooky shit, they have crazy animals, but that's in the wilderness. If you go to the cities, you're totally fine. It's like telling, you know, it's like being afraid of grizzly bears if you live in the Pacific Northwest. Like, it's the same vibe, at least in my head. Iron Joker, welcome in. Same with, hold on, let me write this because I can't write and talk at the same time. There we go. Iron Joker 102, and then Miriak. Great to see you guys. Welcome to the board. Jacko says, don't tell everyone our secrets. Sorry, it's so dangerous, you guys. I actually fist fought like 3.5 snakes while I was down there. It was crazy. I had to kick a Joey out of my bed. It was wild. Dude, I actually got to feed some little critters while I was in Australia. It was fantastic. Gage says, how do I get on the board? You have to subscribe on Twitch. It could be Prime, it could be normal sub, you can gift a sub, anything like that. We're just happy to have you to join the board of people. We also have a question from Lars. Yeah, shoot, whatever you're saying that they're a new DM, anything I can help with, I'll try. Taking Time Bob says, what happened to the other 0.5 snake? It was sticking out of the mouth of a Tasmanian devil. Because they have those as well, right? I don't know. Australian wildlife fights itself as much as it fights humans. Let's see, Malevolent Mess, this is a reason we all live in the coast. That's true. We did go out we drove through the bush a little bit. I did get to see some, what I call roadkill. Which was Australian roadkill, because they don't have deer, they just have kangaroos. But what they'll do is if you hit a kangaroo, you drag it to the side of the road, and I guess when the government knows that it's there, or someone sees it, they spray paint a big red X on it so they know that it's been reported, and then someone can come by and pick it up later. So I saw a bunch of like roadkill. Hey, Dr. Fat Shady, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Oh my god. Hi. Let me slide you in right in the middle here. Dr. Fat Shady. Shady times 10 with the 10 subs. Thank you, thank you. Oh my god, big boon to the community. Also, Correct is back. Yes, and Jacko also says the Crossfiends checked for Joey's as well. Oh, really? Wait, that's smart. I wouldn't have thought of that. It was spring when I was down there. Bob McSnizzle has also subbed. Welcome back, Bob. Good to see you. Let's see. Snizzle. There we are. Hi, hi. And Palpatine Spitz says, hello, Diana chat. Hope everyone's well. How was the trip? So it was good. No jet lag, like I said. It was actually my first time flying anything that wasn't economy as well. Hey, Fastest Bob says I'm only here because I discovered you at the PAX Oz back pocket panel. Okay, I know we joked a lot on stage at that panel about the fact that none of us knew what we were getting into. They were so serious about that. Amelia and I signed up. We didn't know what we were doing. We were given a brief itinerary beforehand, but it was kind of like bare bones. And they were like, yeah, you have to lasso a horse. You have to, like, you know, shoot someone who I'd never met before with a gun. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Is this the most American welcome I'm ever going to receive ever? Or is this a fake gun? It turned out to be a fake gun. For those who didn't log into the live stream, essentially from the PAX Oz stadium, from the PAX Oz, I guess, like, studio, their Twitch account essentially had a live stream of a certain panel I did. And it was super fun. Honestly, and I'm glad they let me just kind of like riff too. The fact that they were mostly an improv show meant that I could just kind of go on and do whatever. And I was loopy tired at that point, so I got to like, I don't know, I got to just vibe. But let's see, Lars Reamer, welcome in, saying, how do you do notes for a session? It's hard to know where your players want to go. This is bad advice because I have OCPD and I'm the most type A person you'll ever meet in your fucking life. I prepare everything that they could possibly do within like a 3 in-game mile radius. I prepare everything. Hey, Kiki! But also if it's too much, like if you're so open world in your campaign that you can't just prepare everything within a certain like travel distance, just straight up tell your players, hey, maybe don't go beyond the other side of the mountains this session, because straight up you will hit an invisible wall and we will break the fourth wall, and I don't have that there, so you won't see shit. The world's still loading. It's also helpful to talk to your party ahead of each session, and you know, in like a little Discord or whatever, just be like, hey, what are you guys actually planning on doing this session, just so I can prepare, because they want you to be prepared as much as you want you to be prepared, you know? So let's see. Pastel Box says hello from Scotland and welcome to playing zombies in MTG. Yeah, I'm excited. I got my first zombies deck. I also got I got an Ulamog deck, and it's the Eldrazi Incursion deck. And then I got the Valgavoth deck from Duskmourn. It's called Endless Torment or Endless Punishment or something like that. And then I got the zombies deck from Aetherdrift. So I haven't modified any of them yet. I also got a bunch of stuff, some little boxes and things, because the MTG booth renters were super nice, and the cards were so fucking cheap, you guys. Oh my god, a pre-con commander there, no matter what it was 60 bucks. Any commander you wanted. Within reason. They ran out pretty shortly after media hour, so whoopsies. But that's the equivalent of maybe 40 bucks in US dollars. Oh my god. It's so great. Also, Hollow Moon says, very thankful to have a solid party that uses our Discord to talk about what they're thinking about, worried about, or planning to do. Yeah, you should always have some sort of external group chat. 100%. Vito over on YouTube is also saying, what are you doing for Halloween? I don't know if you answered that already. Yeah, do you guys want to see? Hold on. We're hopping topics here, but I don't care. I did tweet about this, and by tweet, I mean on any platform that's not actual Twitter, because fuck Twitter, but I talked about what I'm going to be for Halloween, and a lot of you guys said fucking finally, so naturally, we're going for Rogue. I actually have a hair appointment the day before Halloween. So I'm gonna get everything incredibly lightened. It's not gonna be as straw yellow as it is now. It doesn't come with a wig, so I'm just gonna go straight up normal hair, of course. Even if it came with a wig, I wouldn't want to do this. This is really chunky. Oh my god. But it basically has the jumpsuit, it has the belt, it has the jacket. I think it comes with a little headband as well, and then it doesn't come with like boots necessarily, which is why they're cut off in this photo. It comes with essentially boot covers, so you can slide it over your normal boot. So yeah, Miriax says you're gonna wear that at TwitchCon. Fuck no, I'm not packing that. I also don't wanna, I wanna leave it as like a surprise. I don't really cosplay much, and I don't wanna get into the habit of cosplaying or going into costume during conventions unless it's for a panel. So Angela says the hair is already there. I like it. Yeah, I'm excited. And then also Matt says you should stream your EDH Commander games. You know, I should 100% stream those EDH Commander games. Yeah, we should do that. That's a great idea for a potential stream that I could do for what the fuck is EDH? Elder Dragon Highlander? These bitches have dragons? I don't know what EDH means, so I don't, maybe. Oh, Super Nerd said Rogue does have a southern accent if you want to get in character. Oh god, I can do vague southern. Don't ask me what state, I don't fucking know. Oh, it's just Commander? Oh, yeah, I could do that. I also talked to someone at PAX West, and they were talking about the fact that you could get a camera and point it down at your setup, at your table, and then play using your own decks, your physical decks, and then stream it to someone else's table, and then they can play on their side with their own deck, and then you can basically play Commander with some sort of software from a distance. Spell table, that's it, yeah. Also, hi Tanya, hello from over on TikTok. And Matt says EDH is like the formal name for Commander. Got it. Elder Dragon Highlander sounds like a type of car. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The Toyota Elder Dragon Highlander is a crazy, crazy pull. But, hey, Stella Studios is over on YouTube, hey. And then Michael says they eat kangaroo, which feels weird because it stands on 2 legs. I guess. Where does that leave meerkats and shit? Well, I guess meerkats walk on 4 legs. I don't know. I'm just here. Silent Brook says I'm from Tennessee and I can't identify very many other different Southern accents. There's like Southern Belle, Texas, and then Louisiana. And I couldn't like elaborate on or elucidate on the actual differences in the different words and the way that they say the different things. I just know that they're different. So, Sangrolu says Highlander from the film concept because there can only be one of each card. Wait, what is the Highlander film concept? Also, EDH is Elder Dragon Highlander, says DBCU. It's also why the commander damage to die is 21. It's 3 hits from any of the Elder Dragons at the same time. Or at the time. Oh, I see. Super Nerd says Rogue is leaning towards Southern Belle. Listen, give me 2 drinks, which I will have on Halloween weekend, and I will absolutely nail a Southern accent. Silent Brick says, sounds about right. I can't identify too many within a state, though, so you'll be fine. Hell yeah. And HG says you missed my 5 subs. Did you do 5 subs? Oh my god, we got a bunch of subs. HG, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. Holy shit. Let's see. Oh my god, HD, you're already on the board. I'm gonna do it times 6 to represent your sub, and then the 5 that you gifted to the community to help them avoid those godforsaken ads. We also have Possibly PJ, who resubbed with Prime. Thank you so much, Possibly PJ. Welcome back. Thanks for enjoying the stream so much that you're willing to toss a fucking limited resource like the Twitch Prime subs at me. We also have 12Play21. Hi. Welcome back. It's great to see your name pop up again. And then _21. And then we also had Hollow Moon TV. Hollow Moon TV, hello. Welcome in. Welcome to the party. TV. There we are. Nate's Code also followed, as did Nikki Music, and then Pastel Box, and then Hollow Moon TV also followed. Hello. Vinny says, I'm dressing as Geralt. Ooh, that's a good call. Complete with legitimate Witcher sword and crashing out at Goatman's Bridge on Devil's Night. What the fuck is Goatman's Bridge? Is that an innuendo? Let's see. Also, Mr. Max says, so my Halloween one-shot is in Legends of the Mist, and I'm playing an elephant. I've heard of Legends of the Mist, but I never actually knew what it was. Hold on. Legends of the Mist. Chat, you're learning with me. I'm not one of those streamers who refuses to Google something during a stream. If I don't know shit, I'm not going to make you suffer with me while I hem and haw over it. Ooh, hello. I love their font choice. I'll give them that. I don't think I've heard of it. Is it just like epic fantasy? Folk fantasy. Ah, I see. That's kind of cool. I guess these are some of the precons. Ah, and this guy is, I'm guessing, undead. No one has seen his face. Interesting. It's kind of giving like Darkest Dungeon vibes a little bit. Is it new? Is it like new? Like super new? Legends of the Mist is City of Mist system applied to a Lord of the Rings type setting. Oh, I heard so many really good things about City of Mist. I really do want to check it out at some point. Also, Yurik says Rogue is from Mississippi. Oh shit, what the fuck is a Mississippi accent? Oh god, oh no. Also, Super Nerd said Matt Mercer dressed up as Geralt once during a CR episode. So, I have, oh no, it's not a Witcher sword. Is it? No. Honestly, Witcher cosplays are some of my favorites because the leather looks so fucking good on absolutely everyone, and then the dual swords make it so easily identifiable as opposed to just some random person dressed in black leathers. So, also HG says, Diana, have you ever had any experience with the Illrigger, the Matt Colville anti-paladin? I haven't. I've heard really good things about it though. I heard it's like one of everyone's favorite, like non-official, I guess, not modules. Classes. I think I have it on D&D Beyond. Couldn't tell you how though. Also, Mr. Max says it's a rustic fantasy leaning more towards low-level power. A lot more just like regular people. I see. Okay. So in D&D, it's more like your power level just goes fucking exponentially crazy, but here it seems like you're more balanced with the world around you, which makes sense because, you know, especially for certain fighting capabilities. I wonder how that means it handles downtime actually. I don't know, but that sounds fun. Oh, Kamashita says, are you interested in a hint about the package tomorrow? Do you want it to be a complete surprise? Ooh, maybe a hint?
Back to the States.
Potentially? I might guess it though. I don't want to ruin it the surprise for you, you know. Ajax, hey. And then Andronimo also subbed saying, welcome back to the States. Hey, Andronimo. Glad to be here. Glad to be back. I will say, cost of living fucking sucks, but it's nice to be somewhere where there's a disproportionate amount of golden retrievers running around. Andronimo, welcome to the board of spooky subscribers. We also have Dr. Fat Shady says 10 subs for a southern accent. Go right now. Oh, I haven't done a southern accent in forever. I'd also need lines. I'd have to go. Andronimo says you spelled my name. Did I? Where? Wait, hold on. Oh my god, I am so dumb. I didn't see that for the longest time too. Here we go. Andronimo. Yay! Phoenix is also here. Hello. Welcome to the party. Is it PHENICX? Perfect. And then 357. Great to have you. I think we're caught up again. Kamoshida says this is my favorite book series. Oh God, I don't know. It's not the Cosmere type stuff, is it? Dude, I will say, if it's a source book for the Cosmere, that'd be crazy. Oh my God. And then the Phoenix says, one day you'll know how to spell that. I know. HG says your line is, his name was Gambit. Remember it. Oh, I don't think I can. I don't do accents sober. It's because I'm too self in my own head. Ajax says I can't afford to hydrate, but please do. That's a good point. I am thirsty anyway. I also don't have my water bottle. So we're going with normal fingerprint covered glass. You can also see it's starting to evaporate a little bit because it's hot in here when it comes to the stream. This is why it was a bad idea. Can you see that? Is it gonna focus? It's not gonna focus. This is why it was a bad idea for me to wear a sweater to stream today, but it's new and it's comfy and I wanted to show it off. So please compliment my sweater. Oh, Matt Miggs over on TikTok also says, what's your favorite color combo in Magic? Definitely cool. What is it called? Golgari? The green and black one. I think that's so fun. I also really want to try more blue decks, but just for the vibe of it, it's not going to be my main thing. Oh my God, and Jordan also says it's a cute sweater. Can you roll up the sleeves to help the heat? That is so smart. Great idea. My God, you guys are geniuses. Thank you so much. But let's see. Cash Cow said your sweater looks cute. Now check your phone. Oh God, okay. Oh, it's on Do Not Disturb. I don't have anything. Oh, my friend can't make it to a Halloween party. Fuck, now I'm just checking my messages and seeing bad news from all my friends. Damn it. One of my friends who's not an ER, well, no, yeah, actually, like an emergency responder type thing. Like, I think he's in ambulances or some shit and delivering people. Used to work in Eugene, right? So used to go visit a lot of like drunk kids at U of O. And he said that he has to work on Halloween. My response was, of course, quit. And he said no. So unfortunately, we don't have that. Hold on. Let me... Cash Cow said, what do you mean you have nothing? Oh, someone sent you a treat. Found it. We're good. Thank you so much, Cash Cow. Amazing. I don't know what it is. It hasn't said yet, but I hope to find out. Also, Chip Douglas, thank you so much for the sub. It's great to have... Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just stabbed you guys with my freshly done nails. These nails that are out of focus, that are... Oh my God, this is... Hold on. Yeah. Yay. I almost stabbed you with those, I'm so sorry. Let's see. Oh my God. Dr. Fat Shady says, well, I'll be damned. Haven't seen you around these parts of town in some time. I ain't seen none of them demons you're looking for, but I'll keep an eye out for any miscreants. Y'all take care now. Just give it a go. You all want it no matter how bad it is. That's the most southern fucking sentence I've ever heard in my life. Okay, hold on. Let me get Chip Douglas, our latest subscriber, on the board. And then we also have Cloth9. Hi, Cloth. Great to see you. I'll let you up to the top. I haven't seen your name here before. Cloth_9. Thank you so much for the sub with Prime. Let's see. HG says start with y'all for a southern accent. The thing is, we say y'all a lot in both the queer community and the Pacific Northwest community, so that doesn't help me. I just say y'all. Noah, hey, saying remember the time we broke the internet because you and Sachi are fantastic performers? Pepperidge Farm remembers. I guess I was southern vaguely for red. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, we're talking about also, hi guys, everyone say hi to Noah, my lawyer, also known as my lawyer friend. Please go give him a follow. He does amazing stuff. He doesn't really stream that much, but when he does, it's for amazing causes and doing really fucking fun stuff. So, and I assume you're going to be at TwitchCon as well, right, friend? You better be. You better see, my camera would focus on my fake gun right now, except for the fact that it's fucking broken and I forgot to fix it after PAX. I will be. You? Yeah, of course, absolutely. So TwitchCon, for everyone who's listening, and PAX Unplugged are going to be my two cons for the rest of the year. TwitchCon, I got a meet and greet. I'm going to be at the tabletop meetup as well, and then doing various work things, unrelated and unannounced and confidential. And then at PAX Unplugged, I'm on 2 or 3 different panels, I believe, but I haven't really had time to sit down and schedule it out because I've been at PAX and then immediately going to TwitchCon later this week, and then I haven't had time to breathe. So I'll talk about PAX Unplugged when we're on the other side of everything else. But yeah, HG said that could be considered a threat. Also, Class says I don't usually watch streams because Al's time zones never line up well and I'm usually busy. Oh man, yeah. Dude, It's been rough. Although the craziest thing ever about being in Australia was getting snaps from my Australian friends at a normal time. Like, they would send me their good morning snaps, and I'd be like, holy shit, it is morning. This is crazy. Also, Edmund Bleakley, hi! Hello, hello, good to see you. Welcome in. Okay, let me try this fucking... Okay. I gotta channel Red. I feel like I have to stare at Red's fucking fan art. Hold on. I'm going to... Forgotten. Noah, I'm sorry, I'm gonna pull up your... Oh no, I can't. I'm not logged in. Let's see. Forgotten. Maybe I can see it without being logged in. Will it let me? It will! Yeah! Hell yeah. They want me to do a southern accent because I'm finally doing it. I'm finally gonna be Rogue for Halloween, which means apparently she's from... Fuck, what did we say? Missouri? And apparently she's southern, so I have to be vaguely southern. So we're gonna just... God damn it. We have to stare at the thumbnail version. And by the way, go listen to Forgotten Past if you want whatever this is. Let's see. Okay. Luigi says our Missouri accent isn't that horrible. We have no accent. Oh no, it was Mississippi. Sorry, she's from... Wait, hold on. Where is X-Men Rogue from? Yeah, she's from Mississippi. Huh. Okay. What was my line? This is why I'm not a voice actress. Jesus fuck. I hate it so much. Okay. Someone said to say yell all over and over again until it works. Well, I'll be damned. Haven't seen you around these parts of town in some time. I ain't seen none of them demons you're looking for, but I'll keep an eye out for any miscreants. Y'all take care now. I could do that better, but I don't want to. If you gave me like 3 tries, a single drink, and then if I got to close all these tabs that are streaming right now, I could do it. But I'll do it better at the Halloween party. She said that was pretty solid. I don't think it's specific to Missouri. You gotta pitch down your voice a bit. Oh shit, Dr. Bat Shady, thank you so much for the 10 subs. Jesus, Lawyer Friend says get him Shady. Oh my god, thank you so much for gifting subs to the community and helping them dodge those pesky ads. I appreciate you, friend, and we're gonna up your number from 10 to 20 for the day, becoming our top donor. Honestly, probably your top gifted for the month because I haven't streamed because I've been out of town. Thank you so much. Let's see. Aaron says, why is your dono Magic the Gathering Rescue Fund? Because I bought a lot of cards. So here's the thing. PAX Oz has... Wait, Shady says the accent isn't that bad. It's just like, whenever Southern people see it, they are like, what the fuck is this? Because it's an amalgam of a bunch of random shit. It's like if a random person were to do an American accent, but they just didn't make it specific to any particular part of the country, and you got little bits and pieces. It feels wrong, but you can't put your finger on how. HG says, can you up mine to 7 as well? Yeah, absolutely. Wait, did you give 7? I saw the 1 for you and then the 5 for... Wait, hold on. Hold on. Maybe I'm just missing it. Also, player on your left, welcome in. Hello, hello. Murex says that's me and my British/Irish/Scottish accent. Didn't What's-His-Fuck do a Scottish-Irish mix for Sheogorath? Or was it Shrek? You see, I often get Sheogorath and Shrek mixed up in my head. But one of them, the original was 2. Oh, it was 2. Okay. Hell yeah. Welcome to the board, HT. The board of people above 6. Welcome to 7 gifted subs. And player on your left says, bumped into you at PAX Oz. Hope you had a blast. Oh my god, I did. I really want to go back, honestly, in the next couple of years. I can't really do it more than once every 2 years at bare minimum, or maximum, I suppose. So that's just due to finances. It's fucking expensive to get out to Australia and back. But being there is so nice. Everything feels so much cheaper. My goodness. HG says 7 subs for 7 evil X's. I get that reference. Oh my god. But yeah, so they have a media hour at PAX, and I don't know if all of them do it. I don't believe East does, but West definitely does. Unplugged might, and PAX Oz does. So basically you go in, and an hour before everyone else gets let into the con hall, you can wander around and you can speak, do interviews before the crowds get there. You can get in line to do stuff without having to wait, and you can do as much as you can fit into an hour. You can do it. And I beelined it over to the Magic booth because I didn't really know much about the video games that were present, although the new Cult of the Lamb release looked really cool. I didn't check that out, but I did go to the Magic booth, and I immediately saw a bunch of commander decks that, honestly, I didn't know they were that crazy powerful. I thought they just looked cool because they looked like Eldritch Horror type nightmares. So I got a Valkavoth deck, an Ululek deck, and then a Zombies deck because I was like, hey, I need zombies. And they were like, yeah, let me help you out, as well as a bunch of other shit. Oh my god, I got a booster box. I think I got 2 booster boxes. Maddie got a booster box for Baldur's Gate. And then I came back later and they were sold out of almost everything that I had bought because apparently I got stuff that was really highly in demand. The thing is, each commander deck is $60 US there, $60 Australian, which is like $40 US. The amount of cards in those boxes and what they're worth goes like over 100 USD. So if I were to try and fucking sell it, it would be a massive profit. That being said, I'm not an asshole, so I don't want to do that. I genuinely just bought them, not to scout them, but because I thought they were fun. So I spent a lot of money after I realized exactly how much value there was in buying specifically from the Magic booth and not a reseller directly from the con in Australia. So I bought a lot of stuff, essentially. Malevolent says you can't brag about the exchange rate and then ruin yourself and become impoverished on Magic. Listen, it's less impoverished than I would be here in the States, okay? It's profit if you think about it in terms of girl math, which is how I run my life, personally. Noah also says it's a ton of cash money and everything's trying to kill you in Australia, though, right? Yeah, Maddie was vicious, dude. Nikki Music says, oh, PAX Unplugged is in Philly. It is. So PAX Unplugged, I'll talk about it a bit more as we approach. It's the... Oh my gosh, wait, hold on. Kamashita says, if you want, I'm so excited and not sure I'll be available for you to open the boxes before you leave your TwitchCon so I can tell you what it is. Yeah, I mean, I was going to try and make a run down to the P.O. Box tomorrow just so that way the post office ladies don't get mad at me for leaving the country so much. And I have to undo my freeze on it, so... also, Ace says, I saw you on Twitch. You're amazing. Hi, hello. I am on Twitch. Thank you. You're amazing. No, you, fellow citizen. Kiki Does Stuff says, I walked into her room on Saturday night and there was a mountain of unopened booster packs. It was not the first time I saw her with that many. Listen, Kiki, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up politely. Just quit ratting me out, okay? It was a lot, but I took a picture of it so that way I could post it and make it a tax expense. Profit. Kiki says, Diana, you bought half the booth. They talked me into half the booth, okay? I'm very susceptible to an Australian accent and a price tag that says less than $100 for anything at a convention. Give me a break. And also, I have decent cash back. I'm okay. I have not done the math yet, but I'm sure it's fine. Kiki says, to be fair, money's not real in Australia. Exactly. Also, Noah, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Kiki Do Stuff, my lovely co-conspirator and conspirer down in Australia. She traveled down with us, along with her partner, James, the amazing DMs behind DM Squared. Or Duel Masters. Sorry, you guys just call it DM Squared because it's fun. Duel Masters Guide is the name of the actual channel. Mr. Miggs, hey! Hello, hello. And Impulsive Eve says, hi, Noah. Hi! Okay, so lawyer friend, my lawyer friend specifically, no one else can have him except for every other streamer on the fucking planet. And then, Vito says, in Magic, who would you say is your favorite Planeswalker? I don't know any of their lore, and I'm starting to get into it because I think it's really interesting to look at the flavor text and, you know, kind of just, hey, yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool. Also, Mr. Make says, swapped over from TikTok. Oh my god, hi! And Impulse says, more like our lawyer friend. Yeah, Noah's a real... I was about to call Noah such a slut of the lawyer world for being everyone's fucking... I realized I shouldn't insult my lawyer. I'm so sorry, Noah. But genuinely, he says he's a real hoe. Genuinely, if you throw a rock into TwitchCon, it's gonna skip across the heads of 7 people, and then they'll all return to Noah for the lawsuit. And so it's genuinely such a funny thing. But it's quite fun. Impulse Eve says if streamers ever sue each other, Noah gets paid twice. The man is the market cornered. Arrowhead32, thank you so much for the sub. Welcome in, welcome in. And Cash Cow said if I can to swing it, he'll be my lawyer friend too. He's genuinely a decent lawyer as well. Like, I haven't had to use him in a please help me, God, someone's suing me sense, but in a, hey, how does this shit work sense. He's been amazing. Arrowhead32, welcome in. Here we go, here we go. Arrowhead32. Welcome in, and thank you for the sub. Welcome back for 14 months as well. Saying, peep those bats. Getting real spooky in here. Yeah, I should draw a bat. There's a cloud of bats. Unless it's a summer scene, in which case it's a flock of seagulls. So, dual purpose. Kamashita says, holy shit, Diana, I got you the entirety of the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher, other than graphic novels and one novella. Holy shit, hold on. Thank you? Oh my god, what the fuck? The entire series? Oh my god. Is it... What am I looking at? There's a card game? Oh no, is this gonna get me sucked into another fandom? Oh shit, it looks cool though. Oh, it is a role-playing game. Oh my god, it's like supernatural noir type shit, isn't it? There's a TV show? How have I never heard of this? Oh, he looks cool though. Man, this is sick, thank you! Holy fuck, that's kind of awesome. Impulsive says Diet is a sucker for cards, as we learned. I'm a sucker for a lot of things. First of all, whatever this aesthetic is nailing it. That's amazing, Kamoshida, holy shit. In that case, I hope it arrives in time so I can read it on the plane, because my god. Also, let me move this. There we go, so you guys can actually see it. Resizing windows is the bane of every streamer's existence. I'm so sorry. But Kamoshida says it's 17 books and 2 anthologies with short stories. Oh my god, I fucking love anthologies, dude. Oh my god. Also, Noah says, remind me to talk to you at TwitchCon about Redacted, because I can't talk about Redacted in chat. You got it, buddy. I will remind you to talk about when we get to TwitchCon. Let's see. Look, it says this guy lawyers. Kamoshida says book 18 comes out in January. Oh my god, so it's not one of those things where it's like super archaic and it's never gonna get another release and like people are sitting around waiting for it forever. And the author keeps saying, no, I'm working on it, but it keeps getting delayed, and then it keeps getting delayed, and it keeps getting delayed. That's honestly even better news. Holy shit. Also, Edmund Bleakley says, yeah, I've got to go, but I need you to know how loved you are by everyone you interacted with here. You're the sweetest, and we vibe with it. Ah, thank you. You guys are so sweet. Oh my god. Oh, you're too nice. Thank you so much, and have a good night. And then also, Mr. Meg says, you receive Commander deck build suggestions? I can. I don't see why not. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so... Always down to listen to people who are smarter than me. And Kamoshida says, if you want, I can send you my suggested reading order. Wait, is it? Yeah, actually. Is it? You have to tell me what the order is, though. It can't be, like... If it breaches chronological order, and it breaches release order, I might not do it, only because my OCPD won't let me. Is this dude a... Hold on. I just looked at this. Does he have a fucking Crusader cape? Is he one of the bad guys from Red Dead Redemption? Also, I love her outfit. It's actually kind of the outfit I'm wearing right now if I were to take off the sweater. I'm not going to, but I just have a tube top on. Noah says, I'm gonna lurk and edit. Holler if you get in trouble or call. Calling might be easier. Better if I have to do audio, but either way, I got you, homie. Hell yeah. I'll talk to you later, Noah. And I will definitely remind you to talk about when we get to TwitchCon. Whatever the fuck that is. Let's see. Aaron says, oh my god, you basically picked up a handful of Ferraris. I guess? I didn't know that, though. And I swear I wasn't trying to be an asshole when I did it, and hopefully the people who were selling it to me know that, and they didn't think, oh my god, this bitch is just walking up and buying all the fancy decks because she just is gonna sell them later or some shit, or she's greedy. I hope they didn't think that. I think by the look on my face and the fact that I didn't know what the other decks were and I had to ask them for help, hopefully balances that out. Oh, Kamoshida says it's chronological order, and release order is just short story placement. I would love that. Genuinely, yeah. If you can message me on Discord about it specifically, I'll try and hopefully see it now that I know to look for it, because I love that sort of stuff. Impulse Eve says, I hope Redacted is lesbian pirate shit. That genuinely was such a popular post. You guys did a great job on that one. Holy shit. It's also such good art. It might be the coolest, like, scenery in action type art that I've seen ever come out of anything I've done in TTRPGs, so it's been quite fun. Kamoshida's heading out. All right, well, have a good night, Kamoshida. Thank you so much in advance for the amazing gift. I can't wait to see it, and hopefully I get a chance to open it up before PAX, or not PAX, TwitchCon. I fly out Thursday, so I should be able to grab it tomorrow, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Also, Palpatine's Fist says, I was just looking at PAX U. I might go this year if I get my finances in order. Yeah, I'd be so down. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know why I'm saying I'd be down. I'm going regardless, but I'd be down to see any one of you that can come. And I really do enjoy PAX Unplugged. Nowadays, it's become people's favorite convention on the content creator side. And I couldn't exactly tell you, like, what specific... I mean, I could tell you a couple of things, but I don't want to shit on the other favorites. So I won't. But it's been growing in popularity recently, and it's very cool to hear. Let's see. Brennan Kitten 113, welcome in. Same with Beyblade Goat. And also hi to Dendrandra. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for the sub again. It's great to see you. Welcome back, welcome in. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Welcome back for your, wow, God, what month is that? 24th month. Welcome to your second year in a row. Holy shit. And then, let's see. Oh my God. Also, Impulsive says, I've had a mutual who doesn't even follow Forgotten Past or anyone involved, and they liked it. They probably saw my fangirl comments. Yeah, Instagram's really good about feeding you things that your friends like, which honestly, it's better at that than most platforms, which is quite nice because it's my favorite way of networking in the TTRPG space, because I know that if a lot of my TTRPG friends know this person, then it'll pop up on my feed naturally, and then I'm like, oh shit, I should probably know who this person is as well. So that's quite nice. Also, Stupid Nerd said, what was it like for you and Maddie to be in the same time zone? It was crazy. I think she definitely expected us to have a lot more jet lag than we actually did. But we managed to balance it out. Also, I will give flight attendants and the flight schedule credit too. They made it so easy to transition into the proper time zone because they would feed you dinner and like various meals in a way that was rather condensed, and they would give you extra food whenever you wanted and things like that. They turned off the lights at an appropriate time and then woke you up and said good morning at an appropriate time for when you were landing. So they actually made it super easy. Also, Matt J, hey, hello, saying I saw you in the Red Bull room in PAX West. Hope it was fun. It was fun. Hi. Did we actually shake hands, or was it like I saw you from across the room and didn't get a chance to actually say hi vibe? Because I can't quite remember, and your profile picture is way too small on my UI to be able to recognize. Also, we have Michael who says the Dresden Files are my all-time favorite series, and I've read hundreds of fantasy. His writing gets much better as the series goes on, and the later ones are bestsellers. Interesting. It's good to know that they didn't deteriorate as well. Oh my gosh, also Kiki says the ride back was crazy. They gave us dinner at 10 a.m. That's true, they gave us like 3 more meals, and then we got off the plane at LAX and we were like, I feel like I need to eat again. Like, I don't know what the fuck is happening. Maybe it's just being awake for so long as well. I don't know. Also, Hookshot says, if I was only able to afford one con in the US, is PAX U or Gen Con more worth it? Ooh, it depends on what you're going for. If you're going for panels, and you're going for activities, and you're going to learn, and you want to do learn to play sessions and play testing and things like that, PAX U is way more worth your money because you don't have to spend extra money to go do all of those things. At Gen Con, every individual panel, every individual thing that you go do also costs money, in addition to being the most expensive badge that you'll buy in the United States. So bang for your buck wise, PAX U is a lot better. That being said, more companies go to Gen Con, and there's a far bigger exhibit hall floor at Gen Con, to the point that it's maybe 2 or 3 times the size of the biggest PAX. So if you're just going to like spend money at the exhibit hall and wander up and down the hallway, see all these indie publications, then that would probably be Gen Con. But if you want to go see content creators, actual plays, panels, meet and greets, things like that, PAX Unplugged will be a lot better for you. They also have a better vibe. The enforcers are really nice, and there's more security involved, and it's cool. I don't like Philly as much though. So let's see. Dr. Fat Shady says, oh, you like melodic? Noted. Melodic, yeah. How did you know? Did I mention that somewhere? Oh man. Also, B Slime said, not done editing your stuff, but I was doing the photography for the Gen Oz stage. Got some good ones with Fight or Flirt for you to look forward to. Oh man. Oh shit. Oh god. Yeah, that panel. Oh my god. I was so excited for it. And then the exhaustion hit me right as we were starting. And I was like, oh god, I don't know if I can improvise right now. So I still got to watch everyone else do their thing though. And it was amazing. Dr. Fat Shady says, it's on your wish list. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I love that guy. It's so cute. It's so cuddly. Fosmano says you like Indy more than Philly. I do. Personally, I just don't like Philadelphia at all. I also don't like Indy at all. It's a lesser of two evils in my head. Indy has fuck all going on is the thing, but it's easier, I feel like, to get around in my head. Unless you're going between the airport and the actual convention center, then it's like $50, which is rough. Philly, I just don't like it. I don't know. It's deep in the city. Fosmona says PAX West has the best city. I do like West. I honestly think Melbourne. PAX Ost is also really nice, which I know is kind of like an extraneous outlier because it's not in the States. But the entire city of Melbourne is incredibly walkable, and they have such good food, and you can walk along the river because the convention center is on the river. So you can pop out and like sit on a dock if you want to, which is quite nice. A lot of people were taking cosplay photos out there. Palpatine's Fist is heading off. Have a good night. And then Moon over on TikTok. Hello. Vito says melodic like the Pokemon. Is it Milotic or melodic? Because I thought it was melodic, as in like melodic, as in like a pun for that. Or am I pronouncing it wrong? Oh no. Jack Slack says PAX Sauce is also right next to some amazing restaurants like Bang Pop. Yeah, exactly. Jack also said, hope you had fun in Australia. Sadly, couldn't get down to PAX this year. Hopefully another year. Yeah, I really want to go again. It's Milotic? Milotic. Or Milotic. Milotic. Got it. We're good. Also, Lucas says Philadelphia does have Reading Terminal Market, which is the best thing in the city. I heard that. I've also never gone. Whoops. Also, Mr. Mix says you're willing to try other MTG color combos. Maybe I can post a few decks to Discord later. Yeah, I'm always down. I honestly just want to do ridiculous tribal shit as well. Like, I found a bunch of cards because I opened up a bunch of Wilds of Eldraine packs, and I found so many that were food-based, like Candy Grapple. And actually, I can just show you guys because we have the technology. Hold on. Scryfall, get over here. Aha. Magic the Gathering search. So, this... Candy Grapple. I found a bunch of cards that were like this. It's just bullshit, like animated food. Essentially, it's got the best flavor text. And I got so many of these little cards that are related to like food themes that I kind of, let me see, Candy Trail I think is another. Yeah, all of this sort of stuff. And it like acts as food. And I thought it was the funniest thing. So I kind of want to make, oh my God, there's also Mint Straw City. Yeah, this guy as well. It's a horror card. It's really cool. Oh my gosh, it's also wildly off center for those watching. We'll do this. Yay. So yeah, I want to build a deck that's like something just stupid like that. Taylor, welcome in. Hello, hello. I'm Dead and Funny Redemption over on TikTok. Also say hi. Hi. And then Summer says, working on an otter spell slinging deck. Utterly ridiculous. I love ridiculous deck names. And themes and shit like that. If you guys have any, please let me know. But in the meantime, Taylor, thank you so much for the sub. Taylor T, what are we at? Taylor MD the first. There we go. MDTEH first. Thank you so much for the sub. And then... Oh, Igra, Eater of All for the food theme. Oh, yes, there was that. And then... Yeah, Igra, Eater of All. I've heard that this is really fun from Bloomburrow. I don't have it. It's one of the few Bloomburrow cards I don't think I have. I did open some packs and find some cool stuff just because I had them gifted to me. And then there's also... Oh, my God. Can I just look up the set Wilds of Eldraine? And then have, yeah, okay. So I found, oh my God, I also got this guy. I got the cutest little fucking card ever. By the way, this is the sweetest, most adorable little card I've ever seen. And I pulled it and it was so cute. I love it. So I got that, but I also got, they're not usually white cards. I've got the Regal Bunnycorn, also cute as fuck. Apparently this one's kind of pricey as far as like, you know, more than I would have expected for a card like this. I think it's just because it's cute. I choose to believe that it's because it's cute. There's a whole saga about the 3 blind mice, and the mouse tokens actually look like blind mice, which is really cute. I got a bunch of fairies as well. And yeah, the Candy Grapple is there. I got the End as well. It's not that great though. So I recognize most of these. Where are the other? Sugar Rush. I think I got this one as well. So you can kind of see the vibe of like the candy and food deck that I'm kind of going for. It's all just like sweets and stuff, and I think it's really cool. But Impulse says just don't ask a New Zealander for their deck. Oh God. Also Yonin, hey, welcome in. Thank you so much for the sub with Prime. And then Mr. Make says, I did an Eldrazi deck, but it's not extremely competitive. Who is the commander for it? And Semric says, my newest deck is Ragos Deaf Gastronaut. Food poisoning. That's a cool one. So Ragos, for those who haven't seen, let's see, is a just fun commander. Is it GHO? Ragost. Deft Gastronaut. He's a little alien guy. He's from one of the newer releases. And he just converts food into straight up damage. And like, I don't know, it's usually, I don't know, it's cool. It's cool. I like it. Basically, he turns all of your artifacts into stuff that you can eat. And it's quite nice. Let's see. Like Clay Tony says, you mean to tell me a lobster fried this rice? Yeah, literally. I think there's a carburetor on the plate in front of him, but he just eats everything. And he's my favorite little guy. Yonin, thank you so much for the sub. I'll add you to the board as well. Yonin12. Thanks for being here. Rakdos, Lord of Riots. I actually have that card as well. So I got a... Dude, do you want to see the card that I have that I plopped into a deck recently? So I got Valgavon. Valgavoth, I think is how you spell it. Yeah, Valgavoth, Harrower of Souls. This is the pre-con commander I got. It's pretty fucking intense from the Duskmourn series, but I had no red decks prior to this, so I mostly just wanted a red and black deck for the spooky vibes, and the fact that it was Duskmourn as well kind of helped out because I love horror shit. What I added to it almost immediately was this card, which is quite pricey, I believe, and makes it so that when you deal damage to it, it automatically copies that damage and reflects it to any other target. And then if a player is dealt damage through that ability, they can't gain life for the rest of the game. Just fucking at all. So I dropped that into that deck. I don't really know what else to do with it though. I haven't looked. I haven't had time. But Most Savage Gamer says, hey, how was your Australian trip? It was fantastic. I miss it already, honestly. And then Ray of Sunshine says, I made a cat deck in Arena called Catastrophe. And then Bagel says, D&D and Magic the Gathering? Be honest, bro, what is the state of your bank account? You know, thank God it's a business expense, because otherwise I would not be able to enjoy my hobbies nearly as much as I have been. Mr. Make says, my best deck is blue, black, and white. There are some really cool blue, black, and white decks. I kind of wish that there was more defined, like, vibes for them. Oh my God. Go. So it'd be easier for me to like track one down and be like, oh yeah, I really like, you know, necromancy in addition to life gain and things like that. I do really want to make a vampire deck at some point. That's kind of all I have with regards to aspirations so far. Cedric says I'm building an asshole deck. It's control, resource restriction, counterspells out the wazoo, but I have a lot from Bloomborough, so I'm making it the bit tribal. Flip the bird. That's really cool. That's a good bit. That's a solid bit. I'd invest in that bit. Vampire. And then I also want to sort by rarity. So I really want to make a white and black deck that is purely based off of lifelink and like flying and shit like that. So it's like I used to have a deck that did this really well. It was like a vampire angel deck essentially in Arena a long time ago. So I really want to do that again. It's just not as common though. Mr. Make says, like I said, once you go blue, you don't go back. Also, we have some hydrates from Taylor and from Bubble Bath Pie in the Face, and a posture check that I missed as well. God, we do that really fast. Andronima says, where's that one gif of Schitt's Creek where he's like, it's a write-off? Yeah, it's a write-off. The write-off people can just write it off. Either way, I'm having fun. It's been great. I also just think that like, oh yeah, Haunted Hightower. I'm pretty sure I had this guy in one of my decks. I just want a bunch of shit with lifelink. That's all I want. I want to be scary. I want to be spooky. Impulse Eve says posture. I hardly know her. Yeah, you get it. Speaking of spooky, scary stuff and scary shit, do you guys want to play No, I'm Not a Human again? Because we have another half-hour stream and we're kind of cruising along. There's not much else to talk about except for the fact that I'm going to be at TwitchCon and PAX Unplugged, and also I've got my meet and greet at TwitchCon and things like that. But we are getting into spooky, scary season, so I figured we'd kind of up a bit more, you know, do a couple more spooky, scary games as we go along and get more into some scary type shit and games like No, I'm Not a Human and things like that. Arrowhead says, let's get spooky. Yeah, we also have a spooky, scary charity stream later on this month that we're going to be doing, which should be fun. And then, oh, let me see here. Properties. Let me actually switch to the game. No, I'm Not Human. Yeah, that's the game. Play the game. OBS, you're killing me here, buddy. Properties. The game, perhaps. Please. Perhaps? Maybe if I switch away from it and then switch back to it. Yes. Maybe? Oh my god, I'm just gonna reset it. There we go. Okay. Capture a specific window. Oh, is this gonna fuck me over? Hold on, let's do this. I was like, I can also make it any full screen application just to kind of like see if that works, but it doesn't work. Guys, being a streamer is so hard. It's actually the hardest job in the world, where I sit here and fiddle with my little things. And then my little things choose to not work. Wow, it really doesn't, oh no. Oh god, it really doesn't like it. What the fuck? Am I gonna have to, I did also just restart my computer. So I'm hoping that's not it. It might be the fact that OBS is working. Hold on. Hey, J-Rip says, hey there, not sure if you remember me and my girlfriend, but we saw you at the PAX Awesome Meet and Greet. Got you to sign our copy of Daggerheart. Yes! Yeah, I loved that. Oh my god, hi. Hello. Just hoping you had a great time in our amazing country. I was wondering if you had a favorite thing you did outside of PAX while exploring. Yes. Oh my god. So Adelaide, there's a wildlife park. And I went to it. It starts with a C. I forget the name. And you could go and they give you these little like $4 bags of pellets. And you could like go in and you could feed the little baby quokkas with their little joeys and their little pouches. And that was the cutest thing ever. I posted a bunch about it on Instagram because I was like, this is my favorite thing that I've ever done in my life. It was so cool. It was fun. Okay, one more time. We're gonna try and get. Wow. Okay, it just doesn't want to. Oh no. It just doesn't recognize the game. We might not be able to do this. If I hit new game and like start running some new processes, maybe? Let's do this, because I know it's getting audio. So it's not fully OBS, is it? I'm asking you guys like you guys can see my OBS. Okay, game capture. Capture a specific window. No, I'm not a human. What if I show you guys my Stream Deck? Will it do that? Oh no, it's the plugin. Okay. Okay. I've traced it. I know what's happening. I think I'm hacking into the mainframe, guys, don't worry. Display capture? No, that's dangerous. I can't do that. Video capture. Window capture. Show me. No, I'm not a human. There we go. Jesus fuck. Sorry, guys. That was awful. We're gonna game properties. Excellent. And then get this going so you guys can see over on other game. Maybe? Okay, there we go. And I got it working in mobile as well. Sorry for the technical difficulties, chat. This is a part of the job. If I could do a whole Twitch panel on how to expect the unexpected, it would primarily feature the fact that no one knows what the fuck they're doing and things break on a regular basis. Let's see. Cam's Rogue Call says, Rogue Roll Call says, gotta love tech issues. They happen all the time, I swear. Meanwhile, Viper says, 17 months, y'all have been putting up with me, and I appreciate it. Hey, Viper! Hello, hello! Also, wait, did Dr. Fat Shady give another 10 subs? What the fuck? Thank you! Oh my god, Dr. Fat Shady's up to 30 gifted subs this stream alone. Ah, thank you so much. That's super sweet of you. That actually helps so much, especially gearing up for all these cons. Let's see. Now my gaming capture doesn't have me anymore. Oh no, it's fully oh no, it's not. There we go. Boop. Hi, I'm back. There we are. And then Sparrow is here. Oh my god, hi! A black Sparrow. How's it going, Sparrow? Great to see you. Are you gonna be at Unplugged? I just assume you are. And then also, I think that's it. Kiki says the wildlife park was named Cleveland, and the wallabies had their babies. Yeah, they were so cute. Wallabies, not quokkas. I know my animals. Also, ignore the overlay, like, message. It's because, oh no. Oh, the game isn't updating. Oh, for fuck's sake. Capture method. Oh, it's really not working. So my game is moving on my side, but it's just a still image on yours. Okay, I guess we're done with that. I will have to figure that out some other time. No games, I suppose. Not just as I thought we were watching a slideshow of Diana's holiday photos with like 3 pixels in it. Oh my god. Viper also says, leave your computer off for 2 weeks and everything goes to shit. Apparently. And then OBS updates in the background, and then you come back, and then everything's fucked. It's okay. We can find something to talk about. Blendini, hey, welcome in. We could actually open up his costume, because I'm not 100% sure if it'll fit, and it's probably better to find out now, as opposed to during Halloween, I suppose. right? Night Owl also says, what are your tips for starting as a DM? I have no D&D experience. Ooh, you don't need experience. I would say don't bother reading the entire, like, DMG, because it's not worth it. It's, my god, this is kind of beat up. I didn't tear this. Oh no, I hope it's not a returned costume. I also hope it doesn't smell bad. Oh no. Let's see, there are a couple rips and tears. That could have also been from shipping. Let's see. Aha! Huh! It's gonna be great. New to you, says Viper. It's... Yeah, I mean, the tag's still on it and everything. It's got the official Marvel logo for whatever that's worth. This looks like it'll be fun. Holy shit, it also looks incredibly thin. Like, you guys are 100%... Can you see... well, you can't quite see it on camera, but in person, you can definitely see, like, light filtering through it. It's... Let me see if I can do this, actually. Kind of show you how thin it is. Like, it's pretty thin. This is going through both layers. If I were to go through one layer, it's pretty... Like, you can see my phone wagging around on the inside. So, I'll have to figure that out for what I'm gonna wear underneath. Mirax says, so don't go Commander in it. Well, if I was gonna do that, okay? I wasn't gonna go EDH inside this this costume, but it is pretty solid. I think the leather is actually pretty decently on there. It's not just like ironed on fake leather type patches, it's sewed on, which is nice. It won't fragment and like disintegrate. It doesn't smell bad. It doesn't smell like chemicals, which is pretty good. So that's, I think, wait, jumpsuit wise, it might not be bad. Let's see. Also, Impulsive says, what kind of party is this? It's the kind where I'm definitely not gonna wear something that's transparent, but it's a solid Halloween party. My friends do it every year. Oh yeah, that's gonna be like the perfect size too. Amazing. Hell yeah. I might have to do something about the neck, the legs. The legs seem a little long, which is interesting because I have pretty tall legs. So I would assume that wouldn't have been the problem, but okay, so there's that. There is also, and this is the part I'm a little nervous about, is the jacket. Only because I know what fake jackets are like, and this is just gonna be a costume piece, and so... Oh. It's actually really thick. I thought it would be thin as fuck. This is decent. Hold on, we're gonna try and, I am wearing a rather thick sweater, so I don't know if this will be... Oh, I'm not gonna be able to bend my arms. But you can kind of see the vision. Not bad. There we go. Viper says you really gotta get into the role if you're gonna wear that. You gotta call everyone sugar. Oh god. It's already rolled up. That was the hardest part I had with getting this costume together, is the fact that even if you look for the individual pieces like the jumpsuit and the jacket, no jacket I found online had roll-uppable sleeves, and so you kind of had to buy a default costume because otherwise the jacket would have just been slightly off. But does this have the patch? It doesn't. It's just a normal jacket. That's fine. There's also, I believe, a belt, and then the worst part is going to be the boots. So I'll get to that in a sec, because the boots are kind of a compromise. Mirax says, maybe when you aren't wearing a sweater, you'll be able to bend your arm. Smart man. Good point. Also, it is kind of not a bad leather jacket. Like, if it fits well and it doesn't disintegrate over time, maybe I'll just wear it. It could be a decent cute little crop jacket. Let's see. So these are the accessories. We have the headband, of course, which is not super stretchy. Actually, this is minimal stretch. I might have to cut this open and do something fucked up to it, but I have a small head, so it'll work. It'll work if I pull my hair out and make it look proper. I'm just fucking around right now. It might also, it's honestly like kind of snug. So at least it won't slide off or anything. It's, not just says it's wearable. Yeah, it is wearable. It honestly is pretty solid. And I don't wear forehead makeup really, so it won't get makeup all over it. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think that's a good move. The belt, is it functional? I was so curious about this. It didn't look functional, so it is not functional. Oh, it's incredibly not functional. So these are the buttons, and they don't actually unbutton. They're just sewn onto the top to hold the flap closed. So that's unfortunate. But the belt itself, oh, it's like Velcro. Interesting. Okay. Hang tight. Hold on. Will this work? Oh, please cover all the Velcro. It's gonna be embarrassing if I can't. This will also be a little bit thinner because I'm not wearing a thick-ass sweater for the costume, but... Oh, yeah. Okay. Perfect. And then this will be around the front. Oh my god, where the fuck is it? There we go. Oh no, it just tore off. That's fine. This is what it'll look like, roughly. And at least, even though the pouches aren't openable, they are slidable, so I can kind of adjust it and make it look cool and keep it out of the way of my arms, which is nice. And then the last piece. Oh man, gosh. Hi, Franny! Welcome in! Hello, hello! Notzer says has to cinch the waist of the jumpsuit. The jumpsuit that's like a 1/4 centimeter thick already. Oh god. Also, hi, Red Spectre. Thanks for the follow. Same with Franny. Franny, who then followed it up with a sub from Prime. Here we go. Thanks for being here for this little impromptu costume try-on. Hello, hello. And then, let's see. So the last part, the boots. They're not actually boots, which is really fucking unfortunate. You basically, I guess it would be too expensive to make actual normal boots, so they gave me boot covers. And the way boot covers work is it's functionally just like a little bit of styrofoam, like foam inside that is decorated, and then I have to stick it over the top of a regular boot, and then just kind of hope it holds up. It almost is gonna look like I'm wearing rain boots or like full-on galoshes, and it definitely won't hold up in the rain or anything. So they're kind of like gaiters, shitty gaiters. Yeah, they are. It's got like fabric at the back. Arrowhead says boot covers are one of my least favorite inventions of all time. They all suck. I know, but I saw the price of normal like Rogue boots, and I need, not only would the color not match, because that's kind of what the benefit of getting the whole costume in one bit is that the colors match if I do it properly, and I don't want to try and color match it myself. And like, I don't know. I'm not a fan. It was also really fucking expensive to get actual boots for a single day's worth of costume, so I weighed my odds and I said, you know what? No one's gonna look at my feet, so we're good. Impulse Eve says shitty gators was my mascot in high school. Oh, God. A Floridian, I see. So we also have the gloves. Oh, God, what the fuck? Why do they look like that? Oh, the gloves look awful. They look like... There's no way this is functional. Hold on. It doesn't... Oh, God. Oh, man. It's too thin. Like, the palm is too thick, and then the fingers are too thin. My fingers are getting smushed here. Ugh. That's not too bad, actually. It fits a lot better than it looks. It looks fucking ridiculous at first. That could be a lot worse. I'm definitely gonna get sick of it and tear it off at some point, which I know is against the entire point of Rogue, but that's wild. Nostra says have to get some marigold dish gloves if not. Oh my god, the rubber ones? Ugh. I mean, I'll do it, I guess. The nails aren't helping. Wait, that's a good point. I guess I don't need nice nails for Halloween, so I can probably tear these off after TwitchCon and be good. I can live with that. JJ says they were made for an AI hand. Oh god, truly. What else? That's really it. Nostra says do it for the Instagram photo. Here's the thing. I know that I'm gonna have to do a whole photo shoot in it because people have been asking for Rogue for so long, specifically when it comes to Halloween stuff. So, I mean, here. Not Rogue Fitness, Rogue the fucking X-Men. Because I want to see the different variants of her. Because I'm definitely not doing the spiky hair that they want me to do based off the picture for the costume that I bought. Like, I'm not doing this. This is crazy. This is too much. Let me adjust again this thing. Boop, boop. Actually, hold on. Why is this so compacted anyway? There we are. Yeah, so I'm not doing this. That's a little too wild. We could do potentially like this sort of vibe where she has the red hair, the reddish hair that I already have. So it's kind of a good fit as opposed to like dark brownish. There's a lot of options. It looks like she has kind of straightish hair in this one, but it doesn't leave room for the slut strands that I have or the curtain bangs. So I kind of have to figure out how it's gonna go. I just don't want it to be completely wild is the only thing. Like, this seems the most doable, right? It's curly-ish. I can work in my natural curls. I can move my hair above the headband. I have the slut strands and like the little bits along the side and front that should work, and it matches the costume. So whatever this is doable. As long as it's not smooth hair or cropped hair or absolutely fucking insane batshit crazy hair where there's massive chunks of white all across the top, then we're good. Nasta says, sorry, the what strands? You guys have never heard of slut strands? Slut strands are like like these little bits, the colored bits. You also call them money pieces. Usually it's called like money pieces when you're trying to dye it, and then slut strands are what you call it when you're putting your hair up and you just have like a couple bits sticking out. So they call them slut strands to kind of like make your face not look so round. So that's why whenever I have my hair up, I usually have slut strands out. That's what they call it. Maddie says, I miss you, come back. Oh my god, Maddie, hello. I miss you too. Also, Paige is here. The story continued, I believe. But hello. Congrats on the reband. Is the story continued? I already forgot. But guys, everyone say hello. And Maddie, thank you so much for being a lovely host and for showing us Australian culture. Maddie did also... she also gave us Vegemite, like basically upon hitting the ground out there. It was actually pretty solid. It was pretty good. Top tier. Continued. Yeah, hell yeah, the story continued. Guys, everyone go say hi. Lucas says, please someone get her yellow gloves for the cosplay. Does the other one fit better? Hold on, where is the other one? Did I lose it already? There we go. Here we are. It also doesn't have any directionality, so I can't tell which one's the left and which one's the right. But like, it's just too, I feel like I don't even have that fit of fingers, right? I feel like my fingers are too pudgy for these gloves. Jesus fuck. Also, Maddie says the jumper is so cute, bro. Ah, thank you. I just got it. I was like, I have to wear it because it's new. Ignore the fact that I'm sweating to fucking death right now. But it's, okay, there we go. I'm like forcing my way in. These might tear. It's not looking good, chat. Like, it's, oh, and why is it so webby right there? Hold on, I'm gonna show you the outline of my hand against this thing. So this is what we're working with. My actual hand versus this godforsaken glove. They're also somehow two different sizes. This is fitting way worse. Deethan says, Diana, your hands are tiny. What's the, that one meme about the guy from, it's like Charlie's uncle from It's Always Sunny, who always wants to feel like he has big hands. Maddie says fingerless glove time. But the gloves are her whole thing. It's like how she doesn't kill people, I guess. I suppose. Maybe. Ugh. I'm gonna have to get some better gloves. I don't know. I don't think I can get them in time. Scissors? Oh no. It'll work. I'm going to a very dark place for Halloween, so we'll call it good for the sake of the fact that no one will be able to see the specifics of the gloves and boots. But Steven says you're gonna be rogue, go to Walmart and get dish gloves. Well, her gloves are like more... Hold on. Here we go. Her gloves are more like short and more leather. So I need to get like leather yellow gloves. But I feel like I'm losing circulation in my hand. My hand feels cold. I'm taking this off. That's awful. Green dish glove. Hold on. Rogue X-Men gloves. Yeah, this is more like it. But it's probably not gonna reach me. Yeah. It's like made to order, I'm pretty sure. I don't think this is gonna be... It's not gonna be easy, chat. X-Men cosplay gloves. This person actually made boots, but they're, again, really fucking expensive for a single day costume. Can I just search yellow gloves? Amazon, show me your assortment of yellow gloves. Well, even any of these are fine. I'm sure they're meant to be like princess style, which I know is not her vibe, but... Oh, and these are gardening gloves. Gardening gloves are actually kind of close. Like yellow work gloves, potentially. Ooh, or men's dress gloves, those little driving gloves. That could be possible. Aria says Dinah's like the perfect rogue. Also Frankie, hey, hello, how are you? Good to see you. Malevolent West says driving or riding gloves. Yeah, that's it. And Ethan says the bright yellow ones at Walmart will just work just fine. Maybe I can cut them and move them and manipulate them in a sort of way, but I feel like the normal yellow ones are like just too annoyingly long. And they always have like that little, like, yeah, they're nitrile, right? Is the one that you're thinking of where they're like rubber gloves. That one won't quite work. Frankie, we're talking about a Halloween costume. I'm gonna be a rogue, and I gotta figure out the gloves because these ones aren't working. What rogue cosplay for? For Halloween. But the thing is, so the rest of the costume looks pretty okay. It looks pretty fine. The problem is the gloves are functionally, you see how small these fingers are? They're not gonna work. They have made it so that my palm is the palm part is too big, and then the fingy parts are like, this web shouldn't exist here, and then it's like cutting off the circulation in my hand. Maybe there's a way to stretch it, actually. Maybe if I just sit around and like flex a bunch with it, it'll work. I'm Dead over on TikTok says, can I get context for the rubber gloves? I'm not sure there's much context I can give you beyond just being a rogue for Halloween, but they are quite small. Deethan says fill them with water. Like hot water? Would that help? I feel like I'm gonna tear them. They're genuinely about to tear. Also, Paige says I got to shower and finish laundry, so talk to you later. I love you. Goodbye. Have fun with laundry. And Jayox says you roll up the long gloves to create the cuff and make them shorter. The nitrile ones? That might work. These are spandex. Would that be functional? A couple of people have used these for cosplay before, it looks like. Problem is whether or not they'll arrive in time. Satin. Yeah, I also don't want to wear nitrile gloves everywhere, is the only thing. I don't want to wear rubbery, but like they have to be comfortable enough. So maybe these spandexy ones would work. This one's a dark yellow color. It's got wiring, but it's comfortably... But the fingies still look weird. Look at that. So this is what I'm looking at. It's kind of designed for cosplay a little bit, but they look kind of fucked up. We could also do these ones, which seem a little bit better and seem to be more for cosplayers, and then I could sew them up to make them look like that sort of like collared vibe. Odin says you're officially already streaming, dude. How are you functional? I don't get jet lag. I'm good. I'm vibing. I slept like a baby and then woke up like an adult, I suppose. Fill water, put in freezer. Shit, Frankie, that's a great idea. Except I can't fill them with water. They're too mesh. I think the water would... Well, I can try. Would like freezing it and then unfreezing it work to stretch it out? Perhaps? Maybe? Maddie says Tiny doesn't know how to be chill. I'm a workaholic. Odie also says, fair play then, dude. We all miss you here already. I miss Turnip. I miss Turnip so fucking bad. I woke up and I was like, man, that boy. I got so many pictures of him. He was the cutest. He was the sweetest little guy. Maddie says, I slept for like 20 hours. I think so did most folks. Yeah. I don't know. I'm a workaholic. It's in my nature. I can't not. Odie says he is a big man. He was so cute. I wish I had brought him a toy, but he was also so scared of all the people hanging out in his room, in his house, which I choose to believe is his, when everyone kind of like popped in and joined. We had a little game night and we played Ransom Notes, which is the best game, by the way. Fantastic party game, especially if you're not actually keeping track of score. It's almost like Cards Against Humanity, but you actually do the answers yourself by filling in word magnets, like the kind that you would put on your fridge as a kid to create sentences, or as close to a sentence as you can get to answer certain prompts. And we played the Not Safe for Work expansion, and it was so much fun. I wish we had more time, but I was basically falling asleep. So Blendini says, love Ransom Notes. Yeah, it's also really good for planes. If you're traveling with people, you can get a little whiteboard, a little magnetic whiteboard, and use that, which is so much fun. Mr. Max says, I have cozy cat cuddles. Yeah, I miss cats. Cats are great. I also went to the Let's Roll for Dragons set and then recorded a live show with them. I think I linked it in the Discord, so you should be able to go back and watch the VOD if you wanted to. And at a certain point, their cat, I think her name is Mimi, Mimi hopped up onto the table in the middle of our final battle and sat on the battlefield. She didn't knock anything over, but it was so cute. She was just kind of sitting there, just like smiling against the light. I got some pictures. It was adorable. Owen says, did you play Flip 7 on the way home? No, because I didn't put it in my carry-on, which I felt bad about. But, you know, we did play Magic, so. Eve says that picture was so good. Yeah, she also like turned around and almost whipped me in the tail with her tail in the head. She got like this close. She's the sweetest. And Lukic says, Diana, did you get to visit the Worldwide Fund for Wildlife thing while there. I did! Yeah, so they have a headquarters in Melbourne, and it's like essentially a smaller team of people that works with streamers and does the Go Live for Nature thing every year. And guys, by the way, we were the #1 channel as far as fundraising. We raised the most money compared to anyone else. We had an absolute blast doing it as well. And they congratulated us for that. They gave us a couple little things. I'm about to show it off actually. Right after I hop off of stream, I'm gonna go do my kind of like unboxing video for the week where I go over everything I got at PAX, everything I got from Australia, things I got from you guys, because you guys gave me some gifts as well, including some awesome dice and some Tim Tams and stuff like that. And that'll be part of my little unboxing. But their team was so sweet. Anastasia says hi to all of you guys, by the way. Yeah, I can't wait to do it again next year. Their whole team is amazing. So let's see. One Lung says, oh my god, it's my favorite tabletop influencer. Oh my god, it's me. That being said, I think I have to head off only because my OBS is broken as fuck. I still can't use my Stream Deck and it's pissing me off. So I'm gonna hop off and fix that, post a couple more videos for the rest of the day. And yeah. In the meantime, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'll see you back again tomorrow before I leave for TwitchCon, because I have one more stream before then. And if you're going to be at TwitchCon, come find me. I'm going to be at the tabletop, I guess, like meetup at a certain point. We mostly just hang out. A couple people bring their tabletop games and stuff like that. And then I'm also going to be at a meet and greet, which is, the info for that is posted on Instagram. It's at a boba shop nearby. And if you buy some boba, then you get a signed Polaroid with me and anyone else that you'd like from the Bloom Tactical crew, which includes a bunch of streamers, including, Shadley and Concho and Aries, who we've streamed with before, actually. So I'm going to say goodbye to everyone on TikTok. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and hopefully I'll see you on Twitch next time. And for those on Twitch and YouTube, I will be back tomorrow, like I said, 5 o'clock Pacific. I can't rate into anyone on YouTube, but for Twitch, let me see who I can send you guys to. Let's send you guys over to a friend and see who's actually who's still home and not out at TwitchCon. Let's see. Ooh, Tyler's here. We can say hi to Tyler, perhaps. Yeah, let's do that. Because I think he's also coming to TwitchCon, and he hasn't been streaming for that long, so he's not going to leave anytime soon. So I'm going to send you guys his direction. He's playing Peak, which I believe is getting an update here soon. Fingers crossed, because I really love Peak, and I really hope it gets an update. But in the meantime, I will see you guys all in the next stream. Bye-bye.